Good morning. This is day 25. This is South Limestone Spring shelter, tented right here next to it. Should be headed to Salzburg. Got to climb back up this. We're at 950. We got to go climb back up to the ridge where I was last night to 1,400 feet, and then may drop down to Salzburg and see the grocery store and maybe buy a sandwich. Today we should hit Massachusetts and also the Connecticut High Peak, which is both are going to happen pretty early in the day before lunch. So that's the highlights of the day. All right, back at the crest up here at the junction of the trail down from the shelter junction, and it was a fairly easy climb. I was a little bit groggy, so made sure I did it slow, held on to things. It's not the best to start your day with a climb immediately. It's usually good to have a warm-up first, but anyway, headed downwards now. I think should be a little up and down, then drop down to town. This is pretty. This is the view just before dropping down to Salzburg, Connecticut. Very nice. Use the hillside. There's a church way over there. A lot of pollen down there. It's a little bit hazy in this area. This is the Lion's Head peak or mountain. This is Bear Mountain in Connecticut. It's the highest peak in Connecticut. The highest point in Connecticut is, I think it's to the west of us. I'm not sure. It could be part of that ridge over there. It's higher than us. It transitions in Massachusetts, so it's not a peak, but it's like a slope. But anyway, this is the highest peak. At that point over there, I think it's only 85 feet higher or something like that. Finish having lunch and then go down. See you down trail. All right, crossing into another state, Massachusetts. Just finished coming down a really steep climb from Bear Mountain, which is the highest peak. Anyway, I think there's one more climb ahead of me today, and then I'm just trying to figure out where I'm camping or staying tonight. So updates to follow when I figure it out. The virtual swimming pool. This is Sage's Ravine. West side, I think is what they call it. Cross it again later, maybe. Very pretty. I'm thinking if there's extreme crossing, I might soak my feet and check something in my shoe bothering my toe. So, Oh, kind of hard to see through there. But I love this climb. Shaded piney forest. Perfect. Nice and cool near the ridge. I could do this all day. This is the Mount Everett summit, 2602. Just finished climbing this, and before that was Mount Race. And should be heading down to look for water here in a minute. Just came down from that peak in the valley now. Just got some water at this stream crossing the trail, which was good. Met some new hikers, Tim Burn and Eek, or married couple that are staying back at the campsite near the creek. Good morning. This is day 26. Did a wild camp last night. Hiked with Beetle and Smoke Signal for a couple more miles till 6, and found a flat spot here at the bottom of this hill. Camped by myself in this area, and anyway, just having breakfast here. Got a little breakfast set up here. So I got a little plastic tablecloth set up so I can have a clean spot to work. This is I had no nothing to sit on like a rock or anything in this area, so I was just kind of sitting on the ground. My foam pad, and there's my food, water, stove, and packed up my tent. All the stuff inside of it's rolled up, and just laying over here. So this is kind of everything. Some of it's in the tent, some of it's out here, but should be packing up here pretty soon, and heading down to Highway 7. I'm not gonna go into Great Barrington since I resupplied yesterday, but I'll just go past there, and should be a good day. Get my feet wet hiking next to a field. See some nice sun on the grass, and it's about half a mile in this morning. Put my shirt back on because it was a little colder than I thought. Still wearing shorts, but anyway. Hey little buddy. Good morning. Freshly mowed hay in this field. Ooh. There's some yet to be cut hay over here in this field. And going back in the forest. Crossing the Housatonic River again. Just hiked along some farm fields adjacent to the river, and crossing it once again. So I'm actually heading south for a while. Opposite direction where I should be going, but should be going north soon. So this morning I'm on the opposite side of the valley, so I think Mount Everett is probably that tallest peak there, because I reckon, but I think it might be one to the left of it, but not totally sure. But got a couple more viewpoints. I'm gonna go down the other side. So Papa Joe, the shuttle driver, just dropped me off, picked me up a little bit early, since I was already early at the hotel in Fairfield and Great Barrington, and brought me back to the trailhead here at 7 o'clock, and lo and behold, I found my first tick like right after I called them to come pick me up, and probably a sea tick. So we'll see if it turns into anything. Keep an eye on it. It's on my arm. But anyway, I'm about to hit the trail and try to do 20 today to get to a campsite. Nothing. I think we're gonna hit the AT stand today at mile 11, and that's about it today. So we'll just see what comes. It's supposed to rain a little bit, maybe later. Just hopefully it's light rain like I've been seeing out here. I should have mentioned it was day 28 that I zeroed yesterday, Nero the day before. So did the hot tub twice yesterday, or once yesterday and once the day before. That was helpful, and already my legs feel better going uphill, so it definitely made a difference. So getting some good miles in. We're in the Garmin today, so it's about 5 miles in or so. We'll see what the day holds. Funny story also yesterday was I was walking back from eating lunch and met a 6'5" hiker named Duck, who had just the day before, I think, done a 52-mile hike. He was trying to hike his age, which it was his 49th birthday, so he was hiking for that. So he did pretty much overnight and slept on a bench near a roadside in a field, basically. At one point, woke up and kept hiking, but he was a nice guy. I suppose he gets his name Duck from being so tall and having a duck under things, but didn't ask him that. But anyway, met him. Funny thing was, when we're both dressed like dirty hikers, sort of, in the gas station. We're talking, and some local, of course, we're in the Berkshires. This is Great Barrington, so this is where the well-off come to do vacations and whatnot. But we're looking pretty grubby a little bit. But some dude walks past and says, "Oh, is that a Cartier?" referring to his watch, Duck's watch. And I said, "Are you talking to us?" And he said, "No, to him." And "Is that a Cartier?" And he says, "No." And then the guy just abruptly turned around and walked out. It's like no, it's actually a Timex. That was kind of funny. I guess I never saw anything like that before, but I guess his cheap watch looked like a Cartier. It was kind of interesting interaction there. This little beaver dam must be a bigger lake upstream of that, where they're swimming around, trying to catch a group of we'll be catching a group of about 15 hikers. Came up behind them a minute ago, hopped out in the woods, took my bathroom break so I wouldn't have to pass them twice. But it's the biggest group of people I've seen, so I should be maybe catching them in a minute. They seem to be going slower than me. But, it's Saturday, so people are on the trail this weekend. I think Memorial Day weekend was a little bit rainy, so people are doing it this weekend. It's supposed to be a little better. Doing a lot of descending. I was up higher than I thought I was. I'm at 1,700 feet right now. Didn't know I was that high, actually. But seems strange. But anyway, doing a lot of descending right now. Just left the AT stand. bought an extra soda for the trail because the Venmo wouldn't work and all I had was $5. So basically I bought 3 chocolate milk and 2 sodas. And probably going to stay or consider staying at the Upper Goose Pond shelter because they just discovered that they have a caretaker there, and he it's a big shelter and it's popular, so there's always people there, I guess. But anyway, in the morning he makes pancakes, so that's kind of a incentive to stay. And I don't know if I want to swim in the pond, but people can swim there. But and they have water there, so, and probably a bear box, so that'll be at 20, which is what I needed today anyway. But I was hoping to do a little more since I started early, but I can stop there for pancakes. We'll see. Trying to decide if I should go to the campsite at Upper Goose Pond. It's only 3:30, so it's like 2.5 hours early in the day. So even the Upper Goose Pond shelter here, I'd stayed at the campsite just behind the shelter. I tented back there, but we just had pancakes this morning and coffee, so I'm glad I stayed here. Nice group of people, and it didn't rain, but anyway, about the trail, and I think the highlight for today is to hit the Cookie Lady. This is day 30, and should just do about 20 miles or so today. Correction earlier on the video at the campsite, this is day 29. It's Sunday, beginning of the 5th week. Crossing over Beckett Mountain, 2180, I wonder if that's right. Should drop down and see the Northern Cookie Lady in about 8 miles. So at mile 11 for the day. So about 3 miles in right now. This is Finnerty Pond. About 5 miles in for the day. Never seen that before. It's like a whole bunch of and bark. What is that? Under a pine tree. Pine tree's alive. That's very strange. It's over here too. So here's the Northern Cookie Lady. Let's see if she's. So I'm coming into Dalton, Massachusetts right now, and I'm gonna hop on the road for just a block or so and go to this trail angel's house. His name is Tom, and this fellow BBC behind me that is hiking with me, he's got a guy that's picking him up that we met last night in the camp, and I think I'm gonna piggyback with them, and I'll go to the urgent care place and try to get my some preventative doxycycline or something to deal with a tick bite, so I don't have to deal with it later. Right now I'm not having symptoms, but it's just better to be cautious. So I'll see if I can do something about that. So anyway, I'm leaving Tom's place today. This is Monday, so this is actually day 30. I think yesterday was 29, so this is day 30. And I'm heading down to the gas station, I believe. to get some food and whatnot. That's where I had dinner at BBC last night. Apparently this is a place where they film, where they make paper for currency. So this is like one of the old buildings. There's some newer buildings behind it, but that's a historic place. They've been doing that for a long time. Through Cheshire, Massachusetts. This one past some parts of downtown, post office and whatnot. Looking for doing a sidebar, a blue route through town to try to find a gas station to get an ATM, get some cash, because I don't have any cash. And I'll get back on trail at the top end of town. It's a trail, it's a road walk through town anyway, so I'm not really cheating. So just left the town. Hello, got a gas station. Coming up, doing some shoulder climbs around Mount Greylock. So from back of the road to the Mount Greylock, it's like 7 miles, and it does like 2,300 feet of climbing from roughly where I measured it from. It was up to 3,400 feet from around 1,100, but it's 7 miles, so it'll go on for a while. So, but it's fairly gentle. Well, we'll see. Anyway, I'll be doing that for the next few hours. Well, there's Mount Greylock, the monument on top. There's a lodge over here, and there's me. Just took a mini bath in the faucet. Coming off of Mount Greylock. Some wind turbines way over there. Some of those peaks are in Vermont. I think that one way in the distance, that tallest one in line with that transmission line, is New Hampshire. So I'm generally heading in that direction, I guess. So here's the tent on a platform, and it doesn't fit very well. The guy wire in front, ignore the pole, but the guy wire in the front is not out far enough of angle to keep the the vestibule tight. You can see that one of them sagging, and then in the back these end up being like really low and causes the inside of the tent to look wonky. And this is really saggy here. This is not tight, so I can't normally those spread out at an angle. So basically the platform is not wide enough for me to get the guy lines out far enough away from the tent corners to make it pitch right. And it's a square platform, so I can't really rotate it.